Hail and well met friends, Andang here for another episode of the epic story as we are beginning the 6th book of Volume 1. And to do that we will now be talking with Master Elrond in Rivendell.
Not in vain.
I would wish you to remain here, away from the troubles of the world. But alas, the enemy does not rest, and so neither can we. Angmar grows in power with each passing day, and without a means to stem its evil, we have no hope of winning this war. Speak with Aragorn. He waits for you in one of the guest rooms along the road that winds up the southern slope of the Vale of Imladris. Very well, Elrond. What else do you have? Nothing. Good to know. Alright. Nothing epic anyway. So soon enough, we shall be helping with Aragorn. But man, the last book was amazing. We slayed a dragon. Okay, so we didn't slay a dragon, but we did send a Nazgul back to Mordor. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, if you put that on your resume, sent Nazgul back to Mordor, I mean, you know, not very many people have that on their resume, I would imagine. I mean, it's a very select few. So it puts me in the upper ranks of the people of Middle Earth. I'm a lore master, anyway. Let's go and speak with Master Aragorn. Okay, maybe he's not a master, but we'll go speak with him. Alright, Aragorn, what do you have to say now?
It is time to turn our eyes north.
With matters in hand here, it is time to turn our attention to the north.
Will you stay a moment?
Hail and well met, Staffdang. It is well that you have come. This morning a falcon arrived, bearing a message for me from Esteldin, the hidden refuge of my people in the North Downs. It would appear that another such bird came to Esteldin from the north, gravely wounded, bearing a message from one of my kinsmen we had believed long dead. I know little more, for the message to me was brief, but Derevum has asked me to come at once. My time here is short, and I cannot return now to confer with my people. My path lies to the south and to the east. Will you go to Esteldin in my stead, and learn of what tidings have come there? Speak to the ranger, for it was he who sent the message to me. I fear that the news is grave, for Cornea was deemed lost years ago, when his captain, Goldear, disobeyed my edict and took a company north into Angmar. They were never heard from again. And it is a joy that Cornea lives, but what kept him from contacting us before now? Those are good questions, Aragorn. Questions I do not know if I want to hear the answer of. I will go in your stead and discover what adventures await. Here's the ranger Aragorn spoke of. What does he know? Welcome, Staffdang. Did Aragorn not come with you? Alas, but that is fell news. Well, there is not for it now. You will have to do. Are you prepared for a long, dark journey? It is through Ramdoreth into Angmar that I must send you.
How can I be of service?
Perhaps I should start from the beginning. Many years ago, I was born. No, much sooner than that. Many years ago, one of our captains, a man by the name of Goldear, desired to enter the realm of Angmar, for he had heard rumor that the descendants of the ancient hillmen of Rundar had made for themselves a home there, and begun again to multiply. He suspected also that a shadow had come again unto Carndum, for fell creatures began to spread southward into the North Downs. Aragorn forbade any to go there, for that land still had an ill name. Though it has been barren for hundreds of years, Nevertheless, Goldia gathered those who would go with him, and passed out of our memory. Until a few weeks ago, a wounded falcon arrived, bearing a message from Goldia, one of Goldia's company, stating that he has been dwelling at a place called Agshire, a village of the hillmen, somewhere north of Ramdorith. Will you go there and speak with Cornea? The urgency of this message makes me fear for what has come to pass. I deem we have not yet seen the darkest times. That does not sound good at all. Let us hope for the best, but plan for the worst. We are now entering the lands of Angmar, the lands from which that ranger disappeared, and the entire party could have had terrible things happen. The land in which that evil is once again returning. The land which we must head in order to confront all these bad tidings. That is where we head. We are now within Agshire. There's a ranger around here somewhere. At least we hope that he is here, and foul things have not happened to him. We hope for the best. Good. It's good that the foes are weak, apparently. Alright. Where is this ranger? That is the real question. Let's see here. There he is. Cornea. Alright. Yes, that's great.
What do you need?
Who are you? Nay, it matters not. All that matters is that you have come. Matters are grave, and we have need of any assistance we can muster. These good people are beset on all sides by tyrants of Angmar, who now gather a mighty army to march south and crush the elves and Gondor between the hammer and the anvil of Mordor. Time grows short, and we must act quickly if we are to hinder the shadow of Angmar. Perhaps I should tell you somewhat of our long story. When we first came unto Agshire, the hillmen were suspicious of us, but not overly hostile. Goldia quickly earned their respect, for he was a great captain among us, and was able to inspire the hearts of the people. We learned that the hillmen were under the oppression of the remnant of Angmar that had returned to Khan Dum from over the misty mountains. But worse, a sorcerer, much likened to the Witch King of old, had also come to the evil city. The hillmen called this sorcerer the False King, for they knew well that the Witch King himself could never return to Angmar. Goldia determined that this steward of Angmar had to be stopped before he could gather strength in the north. He gathered together as many of the hillmen as would follow him, and journeyed east with the rest of our companions, believing that Angmar was not yet strong enough to withstand a united front. I was left behind to take word to Esteldin in event the expedition failed, which it did. Do you wish to hear more?
What can I do for you?
So, you would know how this tragedy came to be? In truth, I know not. I do not know whether it was through some machination of the false king, or whether it was purely an evil chance, but our march was brought to an abrupt end, and we marched east. We found ourselves confronted by a vale filled with terrible statues. Ramasdolion, the hillman called it. That some spirit of evil vigilance abode in the stones there was no doubt, for we could all feel the oppression of them. It was here that Goldia bade me remain. As the host passed through the stones, it became clear why the hillmen feared the valley so. When the last few men crossed Ramasdolion, the watching stones threw forth a terrible malice of oppression, such that those men caught within it were stricken dead by the weight of it upon their hearts. I tried to pass the stones, but I could not. Goldia bid me remain, and so I did. Days turned to months, then years, and still Goldia did not return. I knew I should have returned at once to Esteldin, but I could not abandon my captain. I tried vainly to cross Ramasdolion, until my very spirit was broken within me. At last I sent the message to Esteldin, which brought you hither. We must learn of the secret of Ramasdolion, Stafdang. Perhaps one of the many lesser stones which litter this land, especially near the camps of the Angmarium and the Hillmen, will reveal the secret. Go to one of the lesser watching stones, and take a rubbing of the runes found upon its base. Beware the fell and deadly stones, for they have too terrible a power. Alright. We shall find these stones, and use the charcoal to form an etching upon them, so that we may learn what terrible evil goes on within the lands of Angmar. This is such a foul land indeed, Angmar. We must assault these lands if we are to make an etching of that stone over there. Let's first take out the sentries. Oh no. I will stay out of the effect of that statue indeed, for it is quite foul. Alright. Now for the other. There we are. Most carefully take an etching from this foul stone. Alright, we are now to return quickly if we are to be successful in learning of the mystery of what these stones are. We must return immediately to Cornea and find out what next awaits, and what secret is held within the runes of these watching stones. Cornea, I have the etching.
What do you need?
You have returned! Did you bring the rumming? Yes, I already said so. Good! Let me see it.
Greetings.
These runes are of an elvish mode, but the language is of the black speech, in which I am not well versed. But I do know a little, and can see that these runes speak of a heart located within the stone. Perhaps if I could study one of the stone hearts, a way to undo the spell upon them can be found. There are some lifeless stones east of here, from which you may collect such a heart without fear. Bring me a stone heart as quickly as you may, so that we may be done with our duty. Very well, level 45 quest. Things are getting serious. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. When we return, we will be sure to rid this place of whatever these evil stones are doing and discover their mystery. Hopefully before it is too late to save Goldia from the certain peril that must lie deeper within Angmar. So till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.
PVMP and Dang. Subscribe.